A lot of people that I talk with group sales and marketing together. This couldn't be more wrong. In this video, we're going to go over exactly what is the dichotomy between sales and marketing and why each are very important to your business.
What to invest in and then when to invest.
Some things are easier to outsource than others, right?
Yeah.
So it's difficult to outsource, let's say, an operations person if you're doing manufacturing, right? So if they're not in the factory, working hands-on and they understand your full business, they've been in the industry, whatever, it's a little tricky, but you can outsource to a operations director or a COO that's been in the industry to advise your in-house operations person. On the flip side, it's extremely easy to outsource graphic creation. It's extremely easy, and honestly, you can get somebody to do on Fiverr that it's so easy, right?
A couple $100.
Yeah, if that. So what often works best is if you've got a budget, you don't want to use it frivolously. So what our company did to get to the Inc. 5000 so quickly was they brought on me, who is a rising talent who had a couple of years of marketing experience, but wasn't quite as fleshed out yet. And we used an external marketing agency to teach me, and then every week direct me on what to learn and what to improve, what to focus on. And after a year of that, then they built me up to the point where, okay, now I can actually run this department. And then it was me deciding which things needed to be shored up by external resources. So we brought on a LinkedIn consultant who...
How slow would that process? Manager had to work with you as well.
It would have been literally impossible. I'm not kidding.
Yeah.
If I had to learn everything myself,
I would have quit.
no, it would have been, we would never have even begun to have results. And so that's the nice thing about outsourcing is you can look at their case studies, their testimonials, what the previous work they've done. When you hire somebody to be an to be a marketing manager or something, and they say, oh, our company did this or whatever, unless they ran like I did and ran the sales team and there's videos showing I ran the entire thing, you don't know how much they contributed. You don't know if there was some external force, like if the company was already growing at a certain amount. So you don't know what you're going to get when you bring that person on, as opposed to, you can't make sure 100% that this outsourced company is going to work. But if they've got 50 really good case studies and testimonials and they can find you recommendations from other experts in the industry, you find me on Twitter and you see every top marketing person on Money Twitter vouching for me, it's a pretty good bet you're going to get some value, right? Whereas you're not going to find that hiring some marketing manager. They don't have an army of other experts recommending them. Yeah. It's just not how it works.
And it's not their primary focus. So when you outsource and like I say, you're working with an agency, like that's what they do. Their entire business predicated on this one single. So trust them with that one single thing. And if they don't work, give them 3 to 4 months of a runway. Oh, it's day 17. They haven't gotten me $1 million. Let's move on with another one. But the nice thing is like they don't take unemployment after they leave. Yep. They don't call out sick. There's a lot of different hidden benefits for cost when it's outsourced.
Yeah, well, and the other thing is, it's easier to vet them too. So like, for example, if let's say, you're going to work with some lead gen company and you say, oh, they pitch you a contract term of like a year, right? You say, I don't know if I want to commit for a year. Can we just do month to month? Unless it's an SEO agency, if this is a really good demand gen company, they're going to be confident enough that they can get you something at the end of month one that you'll stay on, right? So,
there's strategy at the very least.
Yeah, there are all these different ways that you can tease out, like, are these guys just trying to collect money up front and then ditch like a lot of agencies do? Or, do they actually know what they're doing, right? So I would say, I would ask for some tea, like if they're really good at what they do, say, if we can't get X result within 90 days, like, are you willing to put a guarantee in there? Yeah, I put a guarantee. In fact, my guarantee was so ridiculous. I literally said, if you are at any point dissatisfied at any point in the contract ever in perpetuity and you ask for your money back, I will give it every dollar, because I was so confident that they would want to keep me around, that they would not want to let me go, even if they could just say, hey, yeah, give me $50,000 back, because they believed they would get more out of me than the money they initially paid in, even through the entire year. So if they're good, trust me, they're willing to give you a guarantee.
And if they don't give you a guarantee, then be skeptical.
Yeah.
Yeah. But that, I mean, if you want to parlay that into
scaling,
like what to invest in and when to invest into it. Like as soon as you start a business, you don't need to spend $3,000 a month on S, right? Like understanding where your money will work best, a smaller amount of investment. Like don't go out, buy Zoom info, buy a year-long Zoom license if you're not having any demos. Don't hire SEO if your website's not good. Don't hire a content marketer if you don't know what content you should write. Like everything that we've been talking about really culminates into like knowing what to do and when to do it is really going to separate you from a successful or a failing business. So the things that I invested in early on was like coaching and consulting of other people who are doing the things that I wanted to do. So I could cut down my half-life of learning all the nuances, being a bottleneck in my own business, falling into the same issues that other people had already had. Like I'm paying for knowledge and speed in my business. So if you don't know something, like reach out to someone who does know it, see if they'll provide free value through their content. That's the first thing you do, is get as much information you can. YouTube is fantastic. LinkedIn is fantastic. Reach out to your connections. Like people that are successful that I've found are super into helping others 100%. As long as they know that you are like willing to put in the work, right? Like I'm not going to mentor somebody who's like not putting the things that I talk to in action. So before you start paying anybody, see what you can do for free and who you can reach out to. And hey, what is the first thing that you did when you scaled your business to $1 million? Take that information, then use it in your own business. That'd be my first thing to invest in is like knowledge and coaching and consulting, so you don't make same pitfalls that others.
Yeah, and if you've got a large budget and you really want to hit the ground running to scale a company, honestly, the first thing I would do is I would hire two heads are greater than one.
Yeah.
If it's a CEO that's already scaled a company or a chief revenue officer, after that, I think those are really good investments early on. And the other, it's like, don't reinvent the wheel. Look at what your competitors are doing in the space and, start there. Presumably they've tried some stuff and they're doing what's working. So that's a good way to invest in that. And then, I don't spend all this time on the logo, on all your brand book, try to get this
$10 on Canva.
Yeah.
Do everything off a template. Like no one's going to not work with your business because they got a terrible logo. I don't think I can work with it.
Amazon is literally an arrow.
Yeah.
Like Nike is a swoop. Apple is an apple. Like, cool. There's your logo. Or the website. People spend $50,000 on a website up front. Yeah. No, absolutely not. You put together something on Card, or if Card's not enough, fine. Do it on Wix. That's still not enough. Okay, fine. Funnels. Yeah, do ClickFunnels.
It's what the website says, not how it looks.
Yeah. So let's say you want to start with a website that can scale. Okay, fine. Like hire a cheap WordPress developer on Upwork or something. Webflow. You can start with like Divi is a drag and drop visual builder in WordPress, and they can put together a website that's not bad with a child theme in for like $1,000, $2,000. If you really need a website that will be able to scale, you don't need someone to custom design a website on WordPress. Trust me. Just validate before you throw all this money at it.
And the biggest thing when I was starting my company is like only spend the money that you've made so far. Like reinvest. Like you get your first client, don't like go buy a watch or upgrade your car lease. Like spend that money that you just made and reinvest it into business. It's gonna make you much more money. Like I didn't have a website until I made my first couple $1,000, and then I bought a website for $2,000. And then the next thing I bought is when I made enough money to buy that. So it also gives you an incentive, like, oh, I want to do this for my business. Okay, but first I need to find out how to make.
On the corollary, from talking to different business owners over the years who have scaled, I know you want to leave all the money in the business, right? So on the flip side, there, why do you?
I'm saying in the very beginning.
Yeah, no. If let's say you're starting a company with a bunch of cash that you got from your other business, like you sold one business and you're creating this one here. So, you got your staff, whatever, you start growing pretty quickly and you want to leave all the cash flow in the business. And I promise you, if you take some out, just every now and then, you will sleep better at night, and it's not going to kill the business if you take 5% out every now and then. Just, it feels nicer to have a business that's paying you. You will sleep better at night. You'll feel more secure. It's not the end of the world. Just on the flip side, right? So yeah, don't take it all out and blow it, but at the same time, it's okay if you take some out every now and then, just to be less anxious
and enjoy all the hard work.
Yeah.